Thank you, Rory. Round of applause for Rory for our entertainment. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Snowy Valleys Region Australia Day Celebrations 2022. I'm not going to play ball. Thank you very much to the Rotary Club of Tumut and the Coffee Peddler for providing such a great breakfast, and thank you to Rory Phillips for playing for us this morning. We'd like to welcome the official party, newly elected Mayor Ian Chaffey, Deputy Mayor Trina Thompson, Councillor Hansy Armour, Councillor Mick Ivel, CEO Matthew Hyde, the Honourable Wes Fang, MLC, and the Honourable Mick Veach, MLC. We've received apologies from Dr Joe McGurr, MP, Justin Clancy, MP, Christy McBain, MP, and Steph Cook, MP. Today's event is occurring in line with the New South Wales Government's public health orders and restrictions. We remind you to all please maintain your social distancing and respect those around you. For anyone who is accepting an award, we cannot shake hands, but a nod or acknowledgement to your presenter would be appreciated. There are toilet facilities available on the upper level of the park. I'll try and get this thing to stay in line. We have an iPad set up which is live streaming the event on the Snowy Valleys Council YouTube page. Video of today's event will also be recorded. Sure. Some nominees and members of our community are not able to be here in person today, so we wanted to allow them to still experience the event in one form or another. I'd now like to call on local Wiradjuri elder Auntie Sue Bulger to perform the official welcome to country.
Thanks, Rod. Yirdamarang Mudjikalang. Good day, friends. Yinagalang bu, Gabir bang bu. Ladies and gentlemen. Goembanadu, Ninyalgir, Ninagu, Noyagoya Milangu. I welcome you all to this beautiful place that is my home. Wiradjuri Nurrumbang, Wiradjuri country. Yinjamaradu, Mudjikalangabu, Balagibangu, Nana, Nunuwananga Nidjalbu, Wirrambil Nidjalbu, Nurrumbangu. I pay my respects to elders past and present who gave their knowledge and cared for this land. Yaboin, Yanagingu, Bala Wiradjuri Geerlang. Our language is our Wiradjuri identity. Bala Nindugir, Mugo Abangbu, Mudaibu Yandu. Yamagi Nianiginjadurebu, Yinjamala Yambawan. May you walk with us in peace and harmony and respect everything. We come together today to celebrate Australia Day. Whatever your thoughts about Australia Day are, it should not take away from the great land that we have called Australia. It should be a celebration as we welcome new people to our place, to gather to celebrate with old and young who have come to say we are so grateful for the land that we live in. It's been a couple of years now since I stood here and said I would like to see something change in the national anthem, and that was the changing of a word to say we are one and free, as we are an old land and we now have that word in our national anthem. So things do change, albeit slowly, things do change, and hopefully change for the better. I welcome those people who have come here for the first time as an Australian here to celebrate in Tumut. I welcome those people who are from another country who have said, I want to be Australian. And so welcome to you. May you enjoy our land, our people, and all that we have to offer. I would like to finish my welcome with something that's important to me at the moment, and that's to belong to the St Vincent de Paul Society, who have a motto as good works. And in their prayers they say, "May the elders be blessed and honoured. May this sacred land of ours truly inspire us to come together as one. Renew our hearts as we heal one another and build a future based on mercy, justice, faith, hope and love. May we listen and learn from each other as we walk together in a profound spirit of reconciliation." Welcome to Wiradjuri country.
Well, thank you to Auntie Sue Bulger for those words of wisdom and welcome to country. I now invite our newly elected Mayor Ian Chaffey to formally welcome all new residents to the Snowy Valleys region by conducting the citizenship ceremony, and the Honourable Wes Fang MLC will have a few words, briefly, within the citizenship ceremony when invited to speak by the Mayor. Mayor Ian Chaffey.
Well, good morning all. This is a new experience for me. But it's certainly a great honour to be here in Tumut today for Australia Day. I'd like to thank Sue Bulger very much for her welcome to country. I think we could have learned a lot from our Indigenous people if we'd bothered to listen to them when we turned up here a couple of 100 years ago. But unfortunately that didn't happen. But look, my role here today is to confer upon the people who have presented themselves the Australian Citizenship certificate to welcome you into joining Australia as an Australian citizen. So I think we'll cut to the chase. I'm reading from the running sheet here, so I've already signed your documentation, which will be presented to you following this ceremony. As of the 31st of December, more than 16,000 people, 21 I should say, 16,000 people from over 150 nations have been invited to become citizens at one or more of 400 ceremonies being held across Australia on this Australia Day 2022. Now if I could ask the people who are making a commitment to Australia today to come forward. Mrs. Margaret Herbert, Mrs. Mary Reskeller, Master Kellos Hannah, Miss Melanona Hannah, Mrs. Carrie Tip Verb, Harold Villabra Tapia, Mr. Pierre Schmidt, Mr. Leon Schmidt, Mrs. Lorna Kuyan, and Mrs. Janet Jensen. Thank you. Now, I assume you all have an oath of affirmation or an oath. I would also, prior to this, like to extend a welcome to Mr. Wes Fang, MLC, Mr. Mick Verbich. Oh, no, I've got that wrong. Mick Verbia. No. Anyway, Veach, that's right. Sorry, Mick, my apologies. To Trina Thompson, our Deputy Mayor, to Mick Ivel, Councillor Mick Ivel, and Councillor Hansi Armour. Now, let us get to reading out the oath. Just a moment, let me... From this time forward, repeat after me, from this time forward, I pledge my loyalty to Australia and its people, whose democratic beliefs I share, whose rights and liberties I respect, and whose law I will uphold and obey. Thank you very much. I'll now call on Wes Fang to MLC, Wes Fang to assist in presenting you with the certificates. So if you'd like to turn this way, we'll present you with your certificates. Sorry? Sorry?
We'll present.
In that order. Mrs. Margaret Herbert. Wes?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mrs. Mary Reskeller.
Congratulations.
Master Kelrose Hannah. Miss Marilana Hannah. Lena Hannah, I should say. Miss Karen Tip Verb.
Congratulations. There's actually, I just realised that should we...
Probably not very well.
Yeah.
Maybe if we get them to go in a semicircle and face everyone, and
You
we'll
want
walk
to just
around.
come, the three of you together, then we can... Yeah.
Thank you.
Cute. Hold your hand.
All of you to me?
If everyone just... It could be...
Beautiful, thank you.
Right there. There's your beautiful book.
They'll get a photo for you as well.
Hold on. Check the name.
And you can...
No, that's not that. I think this is Margaret. So it's Margaret. Enjoy. Thank you.
Mrs. Carrowit Tip Verb.
Thank you. Thank you. Have the prize and you get to watch.
Harold Villaba Tavia. I hope I got that right, Harold. Mr. Pierre Schmidt.
Congratulations.
Mr. Leon Schmidt.
Congratulations.
Miss Lorna.
Hold on.
My apology. Koyan.
Welcome.
Miss Lorna Koyan.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And Mrs. Janet Jensen.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you all. I'll now ask Wes Fang to read the speech from the Honourable Alex Hawke MP. If you want to come and stand this way so you're facing the people.
Well, thank you, Mayor Chaffey, and thank you to everybody who's come out today to pay homage to Australia and to Australia Day, and to acknowledge what it really means to be Australian. I'd like to acknowledge the Mayor and the Deputy Mayor, along with all the councillors who are here today. But in particular, I'd like to acknowledge my parliamentary colleague, the Honourable Mick Veach, who's well known to all of you locally. And while I might sit on the other side of the chamber from him, I very much respect him and what he does for his community. And I think that's really the Australian way, is that we may differ in some views, but we both have a shared goal in making our society and our communities better. So thanks, Mick, for coming down today, and you're looking very dapper, mate, so it's good. To everybody who's just taken the oath of affirmation for citizenship, the Honourable Alex Hawke, who's the Federal Minister for Immigration, Citizenship and Migrant Services, has sent a message for me to read for you today. Today you become an Australian citizen. We are immensely proud of what we have achieved as a nation, and we welcome you in joining us. Our history and culture has been forged over thousands of years, first through Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, and more recently with people from all corners of the earth. Australia has succeeded as a nation by embracing and defending our national values. We believe in the freedom and dignity of each individual, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, and freedom of association. We value the rule of law, democracy, and equality of opportunity for all people. We stand with other democracies in helping to defend and protect these hard-fought freedoms. We are a resilient nation. Drought, bushfires, floods, and a global pandemic have challenged our normal way of life. Our social cohesion, a key strength of Australia, has never been more important. Upon taking the pledge of commitment today, I call on you to embrace these values and the rights and responsibilities of Australian citizenship and play an active part in your local communities to build an even stronger nation. On behalf of the Australian Government, I congratulate you on reaching this very special day. And also, I guess on behalf of the New South Wales Government, with which I am a part of, I congratulate you for not only having achieved Australian citizenship, but having done so in the best state in Australia. New South Wales welcomes you, and we trust that 2022 will be a much better year for us all, and hopefully being an Australian citizen will allow you to enjoy the freedoms and the lifestyle that we all enjoy here and we celebrate today. So thank you very much. Do it.
I welcome you as citizens of Australia. As a citizen, you are now formally identified with this country, its people and its governments. You have made a pledge of commitment to Australia and its people, and have been provided with memento cards to mark the occasion of that commitment. The basic rights of all Australian citizens is equality before the law. Citizenship is open to all Australian permanent residents who satisfy the requirements of the Australian Citizenship Act, as you have done. Now that you are citizens, there is no difference between you and other citizens concerning your rights, privileges and responsibilities. Australia gives all its people the chance to live and grow in liberty and to share in a common good. In return, we owe Australia our duty as good neighbours and good citizens. Our future success as Australians depend on the way we work together. This act of law is now complete, and on behalf of all Australians, I congratulate you and hope you have a happy and successful future as citizens of Australia. So thank you very much. If you'd like to return to your seats, I think it's appropriate that we acknowledge the commitment that these people have made. My pleasure. My pleasure. I think that concludes the this part of the process. Are we to sing Advance Australia Fair at this point in time, or later? Elders? Sing Australia Fair.
Thanks very much. All right. Yeah, where's young Katie? Here she comes. Well, welcome again to all our newly confirmed citizens. I would now like to call on the Tumut Scouts and Venturers to raise the Australian flag and ask everyone to please stand and join with us as the national anthem is led by young local youth Katie Pearce from Tumut.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil of land full of our home is girth by sea, our land about in nature's kiss, her beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage take France, Australia fair, into its full strains, and let us sing Advance Australia fair.
Well done, Katie. Thank you. Please resume your seats. The 2022 Australia Day Ambassador for the Snowy Valleys is Mrs. Michelle Leonard, OAM, the founder and artistic director of the not-for-profit Murrumbilla Voices. Michelle has sadly contracted COVID, along with the family, and is not able to be here today. Instead, we will present a TED Talk, TED, a TED Talk that Michelle delivered in 2018. That'll be portrayed on the screen over here, which hopefully most of you will be able to see. Growing up in northwest New South Wales, Michelle Leonard learned to play piano and clarinet, but noticed there weren't many opportunities for regional students to pursue music. As founder and artistic director of the not-for-profit Murrumbilla Voices, Michelle works to create opportunities for underprivileged children in rural areas to access music education. She has taught many Indigenous children, and her work has a strong community focus. Murrumbilla Voices has opened countless doors for many of its students, some of whom have walked out with a scholarship for Knox Grammar School or an invitation to study at the Sydney Conservatorium of Music. Michelle has sent her apologies and a message to pass on her gratitude to the Mayor, Deputy Mayor, Councillors, Elders and Australia Day Working Group for still including her in the celebrations. Michelle has made a note to the elders in the community that the following video acknowledges having a perspective presented to them and their communities that is not their own. but is done in the spirit of respect and reconciliation from those who have loved and looked after Michelle and supported her to share a love of country. So Albert, wherever he is going to run the video now, and we'll sit back and listen and watch that. Thanks, Albert.
Relentless positivity. That's pretty much been my mantra, actually, and it's one that I've lived my life with, and particularly one in the arts. So I had a bit of a mission 13, 14 years ago. The children that I knew and loved from regional Australia were starting to see music as a passive activity. You just watch someone else do it on telly, or you watch someone else do it on YouTube. So if you combine that with a mindset that music literacy is just too hard, it's a skill set that is not even needed anymore, it's for the elite few, then you have a mindset that is just completely one of scarcity. So my privilege as the artistic director of Murrumbilla Voices has been to move a region and their whole mindset from one of scarcity to abundance. And the way I've done that is through the choirs of Murrumbilla Voices. I have 3 choirs. I have over 100 primary boys, if you can imagine such a thing, primary trebles, and well over 100 primary girls, and then a high school group called Maxed Out. Now, I've always believed that life was absolutely full of possibilities. That's the way I was brought up. And I must have missed the KPIs that said you grew up in rural Australia and you couldn't be a female conductor. So here I am, that's what I do. But what has been the most incredible thing for me is that music literacy and making music has unleashed my creative capacity. And in turn, it's given me the skills and the opportunity to share that. And that's been one of life's great joys for me. And I hope for all the hundreds and thousands of children that have been involved, and the professional choreographers and dancers and composers and artists that have worked with us. So I thought what I should do is put this down and invite you to do what I ask the children to do every year when they're on tour with me. I go to their town, I go to their school, and I meet them, and we learn how to read music. So I have 3 minutes and 8 seconds, no, 7, and we're going to learn how to read music. So are you ready to get to primary school? Find your happy place. Good. Rub your hands, and don't pinch the person beside you. Good. Oh, you're so cute. In fact, you're excellent. You show me your excellent face. Show me your thumbs. Oh, you are so cute. Smile. You know that really cheesy one from year 2 without your teeth? Great. Now I want you to get your second finger and I want you to do the groovy dance. Groovy, groovy. I am so groovy. Yes, yeah. So, show me excellent. Smile. Groovy. Now, music was originally written on one red line. So in honour of that, blood going down. Say after me. Blood going down. And now, very scarily, blood going up. I come to suck your blood. Excellent. Yeah, that'd be groovy. Thanks. Darling, show me your 4th finger. Darling. And now, whilst hitting the person beside you, you're fabulous. Show me, darling. Darling, you're fabulous. Oh, and you are. Now, the interesting thing about this, as I whip out the power of technology, is you've probably seen that sign, that squiggly thing. The reason there's 5 lines is because you have 5 fingers. And in fact, if I go to this next one, excellent. Groovy. Blood. Darling, you're fabulous. And if I show you with this hand, if you can take it like this, put your thumb down, F, say it, F, A, C, E. F, A, C, E. In the space, you find your face. And there it is. Now, this didn't take a long time. Music literacy is not a burden. It is not that it is too hard. It's just a skill that we've forgotten. But the opportunities that being able to read something like this unleashes for my candidates, and in fact for all of us, is absolutely extraordinary. And this is why I bother and why we bother using art music. So if we had a little longer, I'd find a C and we'd sing that. And the wonderful thing about this is all of those notes fit in your hand because this is pre-iPad. And it is portable, it's environmentally friendly, and it's yours. So as you give yourself a round of applause for your music literacy, I'd like to introduce you to the choirs of Murrumbilla Voices. In fact, there's 60 children that are about to come on stage now from regional New South Wales. As my beautiful children come on stage, they are just so gorgeous. They represent the most remote and regional third of New South Wales. They met together yesterday for our first rehearsal. What I'd like to do is take this opportunity to acknowledge the incredible support that I have been given from all of the communities I work in, the incredible volunteers, the extraordinary Auntie Brenda, who has mentored me through all of the cultural nuances over the last 14 years, Melissa Kirby from Brewarrina, who has, with human kindness, shared a language that was shared to her so that we can share this with you. We're going to sing about the oldest man-made structure in the world. Yes, you did hear that correctly. That's the Brewarrina fish traps. And the Brewarrina fish traps are the most perfect manifestation of how to live your life. Not take more than you need. To sing, to dance, to live a life of possibility and abundance. The music that we're going to sing has been commissioned by Murrumbilla Voices by a wonderful Australian female composer called Josephine Gibson. We will be accompanied by extraordinary musicians. The artwork that you're going to see are photos from our region by Noni Carroll, and the movement that the children will do has been created by Jacob Williams. Thank you very much for having us.
Well, that was an ambassador address with a difference remotely, and thank you to Michelle for that. Mayor Ian Chaffey has to get away to Tumbarumba shortly, and I'd like to invite him back to the microphone to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Ron. Look, I've taken the liberty of penning a few words about how I see Australia Day. And as I said earlier, it's good to see so many people here today. Australia Day, the 26th of January, what does it represent? What are we recognising? To different people, it means different things. Some good, some bad. Or is it just an excuse for a holiday? Or does it have real significance? I would hope that it's not just about commemorating the colonisation of the Great South Land, but about recognising where we have all come from, acknowledging the journey that has brought us to this time, the good and the bad. All of us Australians, from whatever background, need to reflect on our good fortune to live in this great country. We are all blessed to call this land home. It is good to be aware of the past and take heed of history. But what has gone before cannot be changed. We need to remember the past so that as not to repeat it. How we define the future, how we handle the future will define us. Previous generations and leaders, both men and women, have left us a great legacy. We are a strong country, rich and diverse. But are we a caring people? Caring for others less fortunate than ourselves, or just caring about ourselves at the expense of others? I hope not. The older I get, the more I wonder about the changing of values in our society. Things like ethics, integrity and accountability don't seem as important as in the past. The present is a time of rapid change. Today, what is today's fact is tomorrow's fiction. How are we coping with that change? COVID has exposed some interesting traits in our ethos as Australians. A country of 26 million, and yet when faced with adversity, we retreat to our colonial past, not prepared to act as one people. And I might add, a fascination with toilet paper. We see overseas corporations and countries buying up our mining operations, our minerals, oil, gas, our agricultural land and output. Keep it up and we'll be tenants in our own land. Why is this happening? They must see a future in Australia. If so, why can't we Australians see that future? Why do we rush headlong into selling everything? We are told we need overseas capital. Why? To continue to live beyond our means? We are told we are a smart country, but our inventions like Wi-Fi, the black box and aircraft instrument landing systems are developed overseas. We have our own retirement super funds invested overseas. Why not in our own country? The government could be paying us interest instead of paying it to overseas organisations. What does the future hold for us all? I believe we need to take greater control of our own future, be more vocal, be more proactive in our own communities, providing for our needs, in growing our communities, and if we need to provide our own funds and effort, so be it. The New South Wales government wants local government to deliver services that they can't, to be more efficient in providing services that the community wants, but they don't provide the funds. What they haven't been able to provide is a mechanism to ensure good governance, which I believe is an essential part of any worthwhile reform. If we want to have a say in what we need and how we develop, we need strong drivers, people who can adapt to change, who provide leadership, who tell it how it is and are not driven by the social media, who are not afraid to risk, who provide hope for the future and carry the community with them. If we want to grow and maintain our unique lifestyle and environment, we must retain control of our future. We need younger people with community spirit to come forward and take us into the mid-21st century. It's very easy to sit back and let others do it for us. But but it may not be in our best interest or to our liking. We must be vigilant in protecting our way of life and the land that we take so much for granted. It's great to see so many people from different backgrounds stepping forward to become Australian citizens today, and we wish you all well in your new life in Australia. Over the years, we have recognised those in our community have shown us what a wonderful contribution can be willingly and selflessly made to the benefits of us all. And those who have shown us what a wonderful talent we have in our people. This recognition is happening all over Australia today. Let us be thankful for the wonderful land we live in and remain ever vigilant in not having our freedoms and hopes sacrificed for the sake of $1. Let's all do our bit to continue to make this a great community that we are proud to live in. I have probably posed more questions than I have answered. It may not be entertaining, but I hope it is relevant to today. Thank you for the opportunity of speaking to you.
Thank you, Mayor Chaffey. It is now time for the next nail-biting, exciting stage of our ceremony today, the Snowy Valley's Australia Day Awards. The recipients of the awards will be announced after the nominee citations have been read. Our award recipients will be invited to make a brief address should they wish to do so. Official photographs of our award recipients will be taken after each award, so come forward quickly if you want to grab a photo. Nominees are asked to come forward as their name is announced, as Trish or George read their citation. My fellow Australia Day Working Group members, Trish Matthews and George Manning, will read the citations of the nominees, and Deputy Mayor Trina and Honourable Wes Fang will hand out the certificates of achievement and the specific award for each section. The first award is the Snowy Valley's Environmental Champion of the Year. This award recognises individuals or organisations championing environmental initiatives in the Snowy Valley's community. So I'll ask George Manning to come forward to set the ball rolling.
And happy Australia Day to everybody. What a wonderful day. The weather's kind to us, beautiful setting, and the best country in the world. The first award is to be the Environmental Champion of the Year, and we have two nominations. The first being David Mcginnity. David has been involved in collecting and propagating seeds from native plants that are in critical locations. This has been especially necessary since the bushfires. He has done this on his own, but with the cooperation of Mountain Land Care and Snowy Valleys Council. David is now working with Rod Gollan to re-establish native grevillea plants in the Paddy's River Falls area. This will add to the native flora in the falls area and also attract fauna. David is unable to be present today. And the second nomination is Martin Cantaros Paz. Martin's role at Snowy Valleys Council as a resource recovery officer only complements his personal passion to improve the environment and make his part of the planet more sustainable. His role has become his platform to achieve major change. Martin helps maintain the public nature strip on Burberry Mews. He weeds the area by hand and has encouraged his neighbours to help make the space healthy and beautiful. Martin strives to influence and inspire neighbours and friends to think about the simple ways in which they can contribute to alleviating the climate crisis. The Snowy Valleys Environmental Champion of the Year has been awarded to Martin Cantaros Paz.
Where's? Yes. Oh. Just come and do that presentation. Maybe we'll grab one after this.
Hello everyone, happy Australia Day. Very difficult to be here. I don't have experience to do this, but I hope this is a sign, not for me, I think it's for the people, for all the residents, Snowy Valleys Council, all the groups they work for the environment. Very simple. When I started working here 9 years ago, I was a garbage truck driver, and then I have the opportunity to work with the council as a waste officer first, and then in the transformation I become a resource recovery officer. When I was a garbage driver, we used to have only one bin in events, only one red bin. Now we have 4. Those 4 are all the new possibilities we have to recycling and take more stuff from landfill. Those 4 bins are nothing without you, your help, and what you can do for the environment. Simple, what I want to do is ask you, to think about everything is happening today, like what the mayor say, all the people say, the council say, we have a beautiful land, but we have only one, okay? So we need to take care and leave it for the next generation. So thank you very much for the opportunity, and please help us to keep a better Australia. Thank you.
Well done, Martin. The Snowy Valleys Sportsperson of the Year. This award recognises individuals who have achieved sporting success representing their club or association at regional, state level or above. And Trish Matthews will lead the way here.
Good morning. Happy Australia Day to you all. We couldn't ask for anything better, could we, to be sitting in the beautiful, beautiful coolness of today. Jai Crampton. Jai has a passion for basketball. At the age of 10, he was selected in the under-12s Tumut Timberwolves representative team. He was also selected in 2020, 2021 and 2022 for the under-14s Timberwolves. In 2021, Jai was selected in the basketball program with the Southern Sports Academy and was selected and played with the PSSA Riverina basketball team at the state championships. He was selected in the Eastern Riverina netball squad to trial for the Riverina team and swim in the boys relay team at the Riverina Swimming Carnival. Monique Bullock. Monique has been a member of a new club this year and has stood out from the start. She has propelled girls to the next level of success. She got both Players' Player and Best and Fairest. Monique isn't just a team player that stands out for her natural skills. She stands out because she dedicates herself to her teammates by supporting them throughout the process and guiding them to always strive for greater success. She consistently goes above and beyond. Stephen Houghton. Stephen's not able to be here with us today. Stephen is strongly involved in lawn bowls. He has represented Zone 8 at an open level and junior level, and also was selected in the junior Riverina team this year to play at state championships at St John's Park. He puts his hand up to play in anything he can when it comes to lawn bowls. Our sports, one more, Thomas Roach. Tom is an active member of a wide range of sporting codes and has achieved significant accolades at a local, school and state level. In 2021, he represented Canberra Goulburn Archdiocese in rugby union, rugby league and cricket. He was selected in the Southern Sport Academy Rugby Union program, and he was a Group 9 Southern Under-12s Rugby League representative. Tom unfortunately had an injury to his foot this year. He has worked incredibly hard to overcome this injury and get back to his sport. The Snowy Valley Sportsperson of the Year has been awarded to Thomas Roach.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Thomas, would you like to say a few words?
I would like to thank Mum and Dad and all of my coaches this year, and that's it. Yeah.
All right, nice brief address. Well done, Thomas, and well done to all the other award recipients or nominees. The next award is Snowy Valley's Service to the Community. This award recognises individuals or organisations who have made a noteworthy contribution to the Snowy Valley's community. And we'll start off, George Manning will start the ball rolling on this one. Thank you, George.
Deb Gadd, through the Tumbarumba Community Church, has started Blossom, which is a get-together group for new mothers. Blossom places value on the importance of motherhood. It is an opportunity for young mothers to get together to discuss life and mothering. Mothers are made to feel welcome and spoilt. Members of the church make meals, arrange for people such as beauticians to come and spoil the new mothers. Deb started this group over 15 years ago, and it has supported many new mothers. While it is run by the church, it is open to all. Following on from the Blossom Group, Deb and her family have expanded the Blossom Group to provide Blossom Cottage. The cottage is on a farm owned by the Gadd family. It is provided for a single mother in need. whether due to unplanned pregnancy, changes of life circumstances, homelessness, or the need for some extra support in their mothering. Blossom Cottage is provided as a home for the parent to re-establish her life. Often, these parents have nothing. Deb ensures the cottage is well maintained, clean, and has ample food for a parent and children to move in whenever it is needed. It is the only facility close to Tumbarumba to help people in this way. The care and service offered is non-judgmental. The family is well cared for and directed to close schools and services to help. Blossom Cottage is discreet and arranged in a manner so as not to diminish a person's self-esteem and a way of parenting. It is made to support and nurture. It has helped a large number of people since being established in 2019. It is an unfortunate fact of life that sometimes young mums need a hand up. Blossom Cottage is proactive and positive and an enormous asset to the area. There is never any fanfare about the good work Deb does. She gets on with the job. This was evident with her pastoral work post-bushfire. Deb visited all people impacted by fires, offering support, an ear to listen, and direction to other services. There have been many follow-up visitors. Deb's care and love of community is outstanding. The second nomination is Greg Hammond. Greg is unable to be here today. Greg is a third-generation Hammond to serve and support this community in so many ways. In the commercial world, he is always extremely helpful and considerate of the urgent needs of his customers, going way beyond what other commercial enterprises do. Always responding quickly and efficiently, despite the disadvantages of distance to suppliers for a small, remote town. Greg is an unrecognised service to our community. I'll now hand over to Trish.
Thank you, George. John Freeman. John Freeman has worked unselfishly and tirelessly during the bushfires in Tumbarumba. He was called upon to help and came straight away through his efforts, he helped save 2 houses and hay sheds. He has always helped many people who need odd jobs. He has been helping with community work around town for the last 50 years. John Bergen. John is unable to attend today. John has gone beyond and above with his support for families in the area. He reconnected power to many homes almost immediately, whilst his own home was also at risk. He helped with second-hand furniture for fire victims and found accommodation for a family. Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith has been responsible for 2 outstanding memorials in Batlow. The Burnt Poles evocative sculpture at Wilgrow was built by him to recognise the outstanding contribution made by Batlow RFS and the local volunteers who fought to save Batlow during the Black Summer bushfires. Kevin was also the instigator of the Origin Pathways project, which opened recently at the Memorial Park, Batlow. The pathway recognises the sterling contribution made by Drs. Tom and Doreen Hyder to the Batlow community. Liz Crampton. Liz has been an active committee member of Tumut Basketball Association for 25 years. She has held roles on the executive committee for the past 22 years.
I think it's netball, Trish.
Huh?
It's netball.
Also netball. Netball.
It's netball.
It's netball. It's not basketball, it's netball. Sorry. For the last 22 years, she has held the position of Treasurer. Liz is also a life member of Tumut Netball Association. Liz has been responsible for a myriad of things, including managing various representative teams and attending carnivals and state titles. Liz will go about her business every week without looking for any thanks or acknowledgement. She plays an integral part of the running of the Tumut Netball Association.
Patricia Mangledorf. Pat works endlessly unpaid hours for St Vincent Welfare in Tumut. She donates 100% of her time and energy running the welfare centre, helping countless people financially, morally and with food. Pat has been exceptionally occupied with supporting the Batlow bushfire victims who still have her ongoing support. Pat spent endless hours establishing the welfare centre in Merivale Street, Tumut, as a safe place for the vulnerable and homeless. And the last nomination for this award is Richard Kosciulek, and unfortunately Richard was unable to attend here in Tumut. Richard. I'm told I have to turn the page.
Yeah.
I meant it was my shift finishing at this one. Richard Kosciulek, that's right. Richard, or Koo as he's fondly known, has been involved in numerous community organisations within his beloved Batlow. Most recently, Do It for Batlow and Batlow Development League. And now, the Batlow Community Cultural Association. Koo has attended every Do It for Batlow meeting in the last 12 months. He has volunteered at events and he's also volunteered to build the mobile bar and the Batlow Book Exchange. And finally, he volunteered his time and expertise in building the Origin Pathway. Following the bushfires, Richard assisted with rebuilding fences, re-establishing gardens and general clean-up of their properties. I'll now call on Patricia.
Thank you. Samantha Phillips. Sam has volunteered her time selflessly to the Tumut community, from raising funds for the local preschool to taking on roles with the Macaulay School Community Council. Most notable is her work with the Falling Leaf Festival. Sam has been involved with other local events such as Rock the Turf and Tumut Region Farmers Market. She has also been involved in charity events such as Tumut Take Two. The Snowy Valley Service to Community Ward goes to, which one? Patricia Mangledorf.
I'm not often speechless, but today I am, and my husband can attest to the fact that I'm very mostly not short on words. But can I just say a thank you for this award, really on behalf of our St Vincent de Paul Welfare, what we call the conference. It's a silly name, but we can't change it. But on behalf of our welfare group of volunteers, a sincere thank you for allowing us, excuse me, to minister within and beyond, actually, our Snowy Valleys community. I had never realised just how much need there was within our community for that hand up. And I listened to the citations for people who were doing wonderful things across our community, and I'm just astounded by the hope, the goodwill, the generosity, and the different use of talents and gifts that this community has. So thank you to our other people who are nominated here, but thank you to the community too, on behalf of St Vincent de Paul Welfare.
While they're taking photos there, as you can see and hear already today, all nominees are worthy of their respective awards, hence their nominations were accepted. But there's only one award conferred on someone out of the group, but all nominees, I'm sure, would agree, are worthy nominees, and that's why everybody receives an Achievement Award certificate. The next award is the Snowy Valleys Young Citizen of the Year. This award recognises individuals aged 16 to 30 who have made an inspirational contribution to the Snowy Valleys community. And I invite George to the microphone.
The first nomination for this award is Kane Stewart, who was unable to be in attendance today. Kane has been a leader of Youth Eternal for a long time. He is working with other adults to provide a welcoming environment for the youth of the area to attend weekly activities, including game nights and youth Olympics. Kane was successful in obtaining a grant funding for the purchase of equipment for the group to use in their activities. He also assists in preparing meals each week for those attending the activities. He even took the step of standing as a candidate in the local government election so he could present to the council the voice of youth in the whole area.
Our next young citizen, Monique Toppin. Monique is nominated for her involvement in Tumut basketball. Monique has given up her time to attending meetings, referee, coach and assist as required. Monique is a qualified referee and has assisted young junior representative teams attending carnivals by nominating herself to referee. Monique has contributed as assistant coach manager to the under-12 girls representative team, attending carnivals in Bendigo, Shepparton, Wangaratta, Albury and Terrigal. This commitment includes training and organising the team as required. Monique has completed her BNSW coaches course.
And the final nomination for this award is Savannah Cooper. Savannah attends Batlow Technology School and has been appointed as one of the two school captains for 2022. She recently raised over $1,000 for cancer research and had her long hair, I'm just checking, it's come back. She had her long hair cut and coloured. Savannah's love for animals has led her to rescuing animals, including a feral cat and 2 dogs. She plays bowls and plays for RSL along with night tennis and table tennis, and Savannah held the position of Secretary of Interact Batlow Rotary Youth for a short time. The Snowy Valley's Young Citizen of the Year has been awarded to Savannah Cooper.
Make it look short. Oh, thank you. And then you've got to do one more just over here. So you look here. And that yeah.
That's what we all need.
Savannah, do you wish to say a few words?
She does.
Do you want me to hold that for you? Yeah. I'm getting hold of this.
Hello. I suck at public speaking, but I'd like to thank everyone, and this is an amazing opportunity. I never thought I'd get this far, but everything I've done in the last year has really made me who I am, and I really think that there's so much more for me to do in the community, and I appreciate everything that everyone's done. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that, and congratulations to you both. Now we have the Senior Award, the Snowy Valley's Citizen of the Year. This award recognises individuals 30 years of age and over who have made an outstanding contribution to the Snowy Valley's community over many years. And Trish will lead the way.
Citizen of the Year. First one, Jill Dodd. Jill Dodd has been a member of the Hospital Auxiliary for 32 years and has held numerous roles including Secretary, Publicity Officer, Assistant Treasurer and Vice President. Jill has been nominated for Life Member at the Hospital Auxiliary. She has been a member of Country Western for 49 years and 20 years as Secretary for Country and Western. Jill has also been a member of Can Assist for 37 years. She has also been made a Life Member of the Swimming Club and is a Community Transport Volunteer.
John Freeman. John Freeman has always helped many people who need odd jobs. Has been helping with community work around his area for at least 50 years. Since the fires, he has planted many trees around to help with recovery. Leslie Barley. Oh, sorry. Sorry, John.
I think the man is due, isn't he? Isn't it?
Leslie Barley. Leslie Barley has always been involved in the Cancoban community and has worked tirelessly on many different committees over the years, including Cancoban Preschool and P&C, Coburn United Volunteers Association, commonly known as CUVA, Coburn Country Club, and the Bushfire Recovery Committee. It is her role as CUVA president where Leslie excels with keeping the communication lines open between Snowy Valleys Council and the Coburn townsfolk. Leslie has a strong passion for Coburn and the town's residents. Leslie unfortunately could not be attending today.
Raymond Dossie Carr. Dossie is an active member of the Tumut community and has provided selfless service for over 50 years. Dossie is a life member of Tumut Blues and of Group 9. Recently, he has been working to obtain further grants for upgrades at Twickenham Oval. Dossie has been an active member of the Tumut Town Band for over 50 years and has served on the Racecourse Trust for 20 years. Dossie was Secretary and President for the Snowy Mountains Car Club for 15 years. Samantha Phillips. Thank you. On top of work with community events, Sam was selected to participate in the New South Wales Music as Regional Manager One-on-Ones program and was the only successful applicant from the Snowy Valleys Council to be selected for the Riverine Arts Leadership Program. The Snowy Valleys Citizen of the Year, I think we should have a drum roll, has been awarded to Raymond Dossie Carr.
Hey? What do I do?
No, you've done it all well. I don't think we should break the good teamwork.
Okay.
Go, Dossie.
A lot of you people think it's probably impossible for me to be short of words. Deputy Mayor Trainer, newly elected councillors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The first people, or the people I'd like to thank is the people who took the time to nominate me. I'm sure there's a lot of other people more deserving or as deserving or whatever, but I'd like to thank them for recognising the work that we've tried to do and the committees that I've been privileged to serve on to try and make this town and this shire a better place for our kids to live in. I'm deeply honoured and privileged to think that I've been given this award. It's not my award, it's also the award for these people that have been nominated with me and for the committees I've worked on. And in closing, I'd just like to say a few words about volunteers. I think it's widely known and widely documented that volunteers are getting harder to get and harder to come by. And I'm sure our friends from Rotary over here and Apex, Lions, the different service organisations, the different charities and the sporting bodies will attest to what I'm saying. And I'd just like to encourage
the generations behind us to get behind their community in whatever capacity they can. A couple of hours a week just makes all the difference. And we've got a wonderful community and a wonderful area to live in, and that's the thing that makes me most proud. I'm very pleased old James Carr pulled up on the Tumut River, because if he had kept going, he would have finished up in Victoria, and that would have, you know what that would have meant? I would have been tangled up in bloody AFL. Anyhow, once in closing, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and have a happy Australia Day. Thank you.
Over this way, Jill. My newest best friend. Bring you back this way a little bit more.
Thank you for those words of wisdom, Dossie. While this photo is being taken, if the other main award recipients could come forward, the other 4 people, to join Dossie for the cutting of the cake. Jill, look forward.
Thank you.
Stick around for the cutting of the cake. There you go. There comes Phyllis.
What do we do, George? We want him.
Are we going in our box or what?
Yeah, you're right. Thank you very much.
Down there. I want to get stabbed. Thanks, mate.
I reckon the little 7-year-old, the little girl should be up there cutting the cake.
Yeah, of course you should. Little girl from Tuma.
Just called the little girl who sang up to help cut the ice, and that was...
Is our singer Katie here still? Why don't you come forward to help cut the cake, Katie, if you're here? Can't see her. Who else are we waiting for to cut the cake? Thomas?
You need the junior citizen and the senior citizen. Twice more if you
I know.
training.
I wouldn't have thrown his shoes up on the morning at the Winded Hotel.
I know, I wonder if they found them when they refurbished it.
Hey, you're going to grab that knife? Come on over here, young lady.
Who else Thomas Roach. Thomas Roach, you here? Where's Thomas? I think he might have had to go.
Good on you, young lady.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
There we go, in the middle.
Hold on for Thomas. Get in there, Thomas.
Sneak right in front of... Yep. Right there. Hold on, you need to do it again so Thomas...
Do it again for group photos.
You're right. Come on, Lucas Stein. That's enough.
Very good, thank you very much. Well, once again, congratulations to all the nominees and award recipients. I would like to thank everyone here today for helping to create a true celebration of Australia Day. Please help yourselves to some of the cake shortly, which will be served to you by George and Trish, and enjoy the rest of the day. I would like to thank the Snowy Valleys Council Parks team for preparing this wonderful setting for today's celebrations, and the Friends of Stockwell Gardens for their ongoing care of the grounds. I'd also like to thank the Tumut Scouts and Venturers under Simon Smith for raising the flag, for young Katie Pearce for leading the national anthem, Auntie Sue Bulger for the Welcome to Country, Mayor Ian Chaffey, Deputy Mayor Trina Thompson, Snowy Valleys Councillors Hansi Armour and someone else was here, I've forgotten the name now, and the Royal Councillors and the Honourable Wes Fang MLC for today's presentations. Thanks also to Tumut and Adelong Times and the Sounds of the Mountains for their support. And a particular thanks also to Grant Hardwick for the video work, Clayton and Ted Denson for the audio, and to the hard-working Australia Day Working Group and the Snowy Valleys Council staff, including Lisa and Deborah and Kaylee and Albert, all who carefully plan and coordinate today's celebrations. Rory Phillips will be coming back, I think, in a moment to give us a few more songs as we mingle around and get our bit of cake. So, thanks you all, hooroo, safe travel.